Hey everyone, this is Rob,
Hey, Michelle.
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast on everything you need to know about old school or RuneScape.
Meet.
Mer,
Mer.
mer,
Mer.
mer. All right, so this week up on the docket, of course, as always, we're going to be starting off with our typical updates from us, what we
Mhm.
have been up to or not up to. And then there's actually quite a few things to go over this week. Number one, we're going to skip. Number one is going to be a new poll, poll 81. It's been quite some time since poll 80,
It's
so
been 83 years.
yeah, just about the number of the poll almost. So
Yeah, 81.
we're gonna get on to the new one, and then right after that, we're gonna get into the meaty bits of this week, which is gonna be, of course, obviously, Varlamore came out this week.
Yeah, if you
Uh,
don't know, that's crazy. Go online.
yeah, today is the day that it came out, the 20th. So there's a ton to go over there. It was filled with a million and one bugs, it seems, as well as some really cool stuff as well.
I didn't see any bugs. All I've seen is cool stuff.
Yeah. Of course, I will have all the bugs for you, but we will finish off with our Q&A also, kind of like we always do. And if
At
you
least you
feel
remembered.
if you feel like participating, feel free to do so. Ask us questions on any of our socials, anything like that, or just simply go to discord.gg/boonbape. We have a questions channel, so you can ask us whatever you want there. It can be game related or it can be anything else related. But before we get into all that really cool stuff this week, Michelle, how's it going?
It's going well. I've been sending a lot of top this week. We saw a couple splits. One was an Avernic in a trio. Usually I'm doing like 4 or 5 person raids, so that was a cool 22 mil each.
Couple dollars?
Yeah, a couple of dollars. And then a Justy face guard, I think it was. All I wrote down was Justy, but that was 6 mil too. So I'm making money and I'm really happy about it. Another thing before I get into more is I changed my camera a little bit because you can't see my cosplays well whenever I dress up, but now it's kind of making the podcast look weird. So this might be it might just straight up cut off your face, cut up, crop out your face
It
whenever I
might
do
just
it.
cut my face off.
Whenever I crop it, it might just Robert's face might not even be on it. We'll
Yeah, who
see.
knows?
We'll see.
Also, yeah, this is the first time where I don't have to look out the corner of my eye to see the camera.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's great. I love not having a headache every time we do this.
You could just said yeah.
I could have.
Yeah, my camera used to be on the side and now it's actually straightforward, but the way that the straightforwardness, it doesn't work with our green screen very well. Like it's not it shows too much of the background, basically.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'll figure something out. It's fine. But other than that, I've been doing Varlamore stuff, which I won't talk about yet. I'll wait till we get there.
Okay.
And I've still been doing my fundraising streams. So last week I was the Fairy Queen. This week I think I'm gonna be Ava. Like that makes Ava's assembler.
Rest in peace.
She's not dead. Oh,
No,
the
the assembler
assembler.
is.
One has the quiver yet anyway. I think. I don't know. People may.
They definitely do.
You think so?
I am certain.
So I'm gonna be Ava's, and our boss of the week is gonna be Volcano. So anyone can come and join that. If you didn't hear, every Friday Pacific Standard or early Saturday, if you're east of that, I do fundraising streams to go to a Runefest because I really want to go see my friends.
Yeah.
And we tentatively have a date for the Saw movie marathon, but it's not till April. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. A different episode. And what else? There was something else I wanted to say. I don't remember. I will cut you off whenever I remember.
All right. Sounds good.
What are you up to?
I have not been up too much, even more than normal. Kind of like I'm not in financing, but kind of like the tax man. Busiest part of my year is around the same time, so I was extremely busy this last week. So I haven't really been. I've tried to, but I really haven't even been keeping up that much with the community stuff or playing that much. I kind of just played here and there with like the division, and someone bought me Helldivers, so I've been playing a little bit of that. But yeah, really not as much as I normally would be playing.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. But I do have some stuff from the community, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, wait. I had my thing that I remembered real
Oh,
quick.
would you remember?
I wanted to do a shout out to some of the homies got me cosplay stuff from my wish list,
Oh yeah, shout
which
out.
is so cool. Like I think maybe 4 different people bought something off my wish list the other day, including Megan got me something that's not really cosplay, but it's still nice. So I got a Dryad cosplay on the way, a Scurrius cosplay on the way, which I really need to grind that pet. I hit 3,500 KC. And then the little pin from Megan, and then I bought the Avas. So that's like the next three cosplays are already planned. People were giving me really good ideas for future cosplays too. Like I was showing you the one yesterday I was looking into.
Yeah.
That one would be so cool if I could pull it off. So I'm really enjoying the cosplays. It's so fun. Whenever people compliment me on them, I want to like scream from happiness
Uh,
in a
oh,
normal
okay.
way. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's cool.
shout out the homies for getting that. There was a few of them. I don't want to like accidentally forget anyone, so I'm just gonna say the homies vaguely.
Yeah,
Okay, community.
that's cool. Yeah, so I guess number one thing is kind of I already mentioned it. Rest in peace, Ava's Assembler. It is still best in slot if you like saving money, but I mean the Quiver is just straight up the new best in slot. So
Yeah.
the Assembler was best in slot for since 2018, so quite a
So
while.
6 years.
Yeah,
I was kind of thinking that whenever I dress up in my cosplay, I'll make that like one of my little jokey captions about how, like, what do you mean there's a new best in slot assembler?
yeah,
Something like that. Telling you guys my little jokes ahead of time so you could be like, nah, don't say that. That's not funny.
yeah, exactly.
Or say it's funny.
No, 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 no.
No, say it's funny.
Definitely the first one. So also probably the biggest part of this week's update is there are now capybaras in the game.
The gasp I gusped when I saw the capybaras for the first time. I literally
Yeah.
went, because I thought they were in the Hunter Guild. They're in two different areas. They're
Yeah.
beautiful.
They're very, very great.
And
There are regular cappies, water cappies, and baby cappies. And cappies with persimmons on the head. Yeah.
they're really
So
cute.
many different kinds. If anyone doesn't know, capybaras are like the theme of our entire
Or emotes and
channel.
stuff. I have a
So
capybara tattoo on my arm that you
yeah.
probably can't see.
So pretty hyped that they not only won best animal, but also are in the game now.
Yeah, they did a little poll and Cappy's won the one people were most excited for.
Yeah.
Two
So
things were second.
really,
I still haven't seen those. I don't even know where they are.
probably
There's
not
a lot
real.
of ours we haven't explored.
I mean, birds are all just robots. So some real, actually useful updates to know about is they actually returned High Elk to the position it previously was.
Oh.
And they were able to do this because jewelry enchantment is now one button.
Oh my gosh, dude, I saw because it's like a little gold circle, just gold. I kept seeing that today because I guess I had the runes on me, and I was like, man, I do not recognize that. But I didn't scroll over. I was just like, guess I haven't had all these runes in a while.
Yeah,
It's just
so
different.
jewelry enchantment is now it just is a level 7 spell and it allows you to select which type of jewelry you're going to use the spell on and then it'll continue to do that one until you change it to a different one.
That's cool.
And so that makes it so high alchemy is back in its old spot, but it has changed up the locations of a lot of other spells, so a lot of people weren't happy about that and just really wish that they could move around spells as they please, but that's not in the game.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Speaking about spells and the like, currently, before actually, you could have all of the teleports in your portal nexus, but not anymore because it holds exactly 30, and now there's 31 with the new Civitas Ella Fortis
Really?
teleport. Yeah.
Oh,
So you can't fit all the teleports into the portal nexus, but Mod Sarni said they're going to look into the feedback and see what they can do.
they could always just make that like if you get to a certain wave or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Who knows? Also, this news actually made like the front page of Reddit because there were so many upvotes, but apparently for some odd reason the yew trees behind the Varrock Palace were gone for some reason, and a million people reported on this as if they were finding like aliens for the first time.
No, it does like look UFO-ish because it just circles
Yeah,
dirt where they used to be.
incredibly popular bug apparently, but obviously they're looking into that.
I think it's been fixed
Yeah, a
potentially.
lot of these have been fixed, but I'll go over them because they're interesting to know.
Yeah. Especially by the time we talk about them tomorrow, actually.
Yeah. Another bug is that there is apparently a non-stackable air rune spawn in the northwest of Varlamore, so you could have several just regular air runes sitting in your inventory
That's kind of funny.
unstacked. Also, this was probably the second most popular bug that I saw. So many posts about the same exact thing. It's crazy. But apparently, during the quest, if you went into the crypt, this is the quest, I forgot which one, but if you went into the crypt, you walked past a gate. But if you walked past a gate and then clicked more than two tiles away, your character would just walk into the wall and sit there.
Wait, can I see what it looks like?
Yeah, so like
Oh, they're in the wall.
yeah, they're talking in the wall.
I just see it looks like a little ghost is there. It's like, ooh.
Yeah. So that was really weird. Also,
That's so
there
funny.
were more bugs with the rumors. These are the hunter contracts, which take you all over the world of Gilnor. And apparently, there were quite a few of these that were bugged. So, Herbivore, I guess, was bugged. The Snowy Nights, I guess, were bugged. There was a few other that apparently you either just couldn't, it just wouldn't count if you caught all of them, or the thing they needed to drop or something like that wouldn't drop.
Yeah.
So I think those are getting fixed still, but a lot of those were, I'm sure, fixed over time. But
Yeah. And remember, this episode's coming out nearly 48 hours after Varlamore was first released, so hopefully none of these bugs are still relevant.
yeah, hopefully
There'll
not.
probably be new random bugs that are relevant, though.
Yeah. And also, speaking of the Hunter Guild, I guess I'll mention now for anyone that's wondering or just hasn't looked it up for whatever reason, and it's nice to know, the new Fairy Ring code, if you have done the intro quest of the area, is AJP.
Thank you. Doesn't say on the wiki anywhere.
Yeah, so yeah, it is AJP. They do have a list of changes as well as a list of the new steps for all the clues and stuff like that that have been included in the new area.
Yeah.
But that's like currently just a post on Reddit and not actually in the wiki yet.
Okay.
Um,
Hopefully it'll be added soon.
yeah, hopefully. Besides that, someone did have a really good suggestion that I thought I would just mention in case anyone hasn't gone to Varlamore yet and wants probably the best experience.
Sure.
And it's to turn off your auto hide roofs
I did.
and download the roof add-on. It's called Roof Removal. It's a plugin for RuneLight that makes it so wherever your mouse is hovering and wherever your character is looking, the roofs will hide, so that it's like more of a regular transition in your gaming experience. So
Oh.
it'll still show the roofs except for where you need to be looking.
That's cool. I just turned it so I could see all the roofs because the roofs, I mean, the new areas, they always look cool.
Yeah. So I thought that was a really good idea
That's
because
a good
especially like if you went to Prifddinas for the first time, you've never seen the roofs, pretty cool.
Oh my god, I don't know if I've ever seen the roofs at Prifddinas.
Yeah,
I'm taking a field trip after we record.
they're pretty cool. Some more pretty cool stuff about Varlamore. Obviously, some of these things are going to be spoilers, so I guess if you want a complete new experience, then don't listen. But for the Colosseum deaths, some people were
Yeah.
complaining that the costs are a little too high. They can be fairly high.
I died wave 1 and it was 125,000. And I was
Yeah.
like, huh?
Regardless of which wave you die on, it doesn't matter. It's the same price.
Yeah.
It says for the first 50 waves in total, this is from Mod Arcane. So the first 50 waves in total, regardless if you get to wave 1 50 times or if you get to wave 10 5 times, will be a 75% reduction in fees. This is to help with the learning process, but I'd recommend bringing cheaper items to reduce your death costs whilst you learn.
But who wants to learn the new best in slot range thing with not their best gear?
Yeah,
at the same
obviously,
time?
most people are just going to wait because this is fairly expensive. On average, it'll probably be
Mhm.
anywhere between like 75 to 150K for the average person if you die. And that's with the reduction.
Yeah.
For any irons wondering, it's a flat 50%, and it has been since the change.
I didn't know that the deaths that you'd have to like buy back your stuff. I thought it would be like the fight caves, I guess. So I was just like, oh, I want to like see what the inside looks like, and I went and died twice because I didn't bring food.
Yeah.
I didn't the second time it was my own fault. I knew I'd have to pay, but I was
think
still was like, I want to go in again.
I was thinking that originally I thought it was the first 50 completions, but now I guess it makes more sense that it's 50 waves. I think it would be better and obviously nicer to be more generous and do the first 100 waves, because I feel like it's not unreasonable to get 5 waves 20 times and still be learning.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll talk about the difficulty of the Colosseum later, but it is difficult. And
But people say doable.
if you're learning, it'll definitely take you more than 20 tries after 5 waves. Also, some people were wondering, this is actually a thing for multiple of the new hunter mobs, including, the Jerboas as well as the salamanders. There are 2 different kinds of each one. So there's going to be the catchable versions and the non-catchable versions, and they're in different areas.
Yeah.
So if you're having trouble completing or catching anything or completing your contracts for the hunters, then you're probably just at the wrong
Oh my, I
ones.
didn't even think about that. Trying to catch the little mice and they're just literally uncatchable, just
Yeah,
hopping around.
you're probably just at the wrong ones. And speaking of hunter contracts, a lot of people are wondering how to. There is a currency you have to pay to fly around using the new Quetzals. A lot of people were wondering how to get it. People were paying upwards of 500K per one of these. It's just Quetzal feed. The As far as I understand, the only way to get them is through hunter contracts.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing because to build the nest, to have more tellies all around, you need food.
Yeah, exactly. And the final thing that I wanted to update everyone on, this is actually probably the third most popular post that I saw this morning, and it is that they have changed quite a number of the, I think maybe all of them, right? Of the teleport auto like shortcuts, like
Hmm.
the shortcuts for the teleports in your ornate
Your
jewelry
jewelry box,
box,
yeah.
because I think they added a new one for Varlamore, and now grind exchanges on L.
I don't know why they wouldn't just make the Coliseum different or Varlamore different.
Yeah, I don't
Weird.
know. Either
I
way,
saw someone complaining about
a
that too. That's
lot
why.
of people were not happy about that because I don't know what it was before. I just always clicked on it, but
Yeah, I never
it's
used the
different.
shortcuts.
Yeah, me neither. Also, I took a picture of a really circular bird, but
Robert names the birds at his work.
yeah.
Tell them their names.
Oh, well, we got Jasper.
Oh, do you know what? Do you remember what kind of bird they are?
Yeah, they're northern mockingbirds.
Look it up. Describe their physiques because they're all different.
Yeah. Um, well, we got Tobias, which is the skinnier northern mockingbird, and
He's the
mocking
slender one.
these ones are gray and white and black.
Hmm.
And then there's the bigger one, which is Jasper. He's about the size of a baseball. And then the
He's a
even
circle.
bigger one, we call him Big Jasper,
We
and
just learned him today.
he's about the size of a softball.
Robert sent me a picture of this bird and it is so circular. I started laughing out loud. I was like, what is that?
Yeah,
They're not like big birds necessarily. They're just like a full in circle though. You guys should see Tobias though. Like Skinny King looks nothing like the others.
true.
It's great. I love these birds.
That was just a brief intermission. I do have a few more things that I thought I would bring up.
I think Jasper's just in the middle of all these.
Yeah,
Sorry, Big Jasper.
yeah, Big Jasper. For anyone wondering about the new quiver, this I guess is more of a spoiler, so make sure to tune out. I'm going to tell you how to get the quiver. So the quiver is a reward from Wave 12 after killing the boss of the Coliseum.
There's only 12 waves.
There's only 12 waves. They take roughly 5 to 8 minutes each, so
Oh.
much faster than the Inferno and much more difficult.
That explains why wave one messed me up. To be fair, I also, yeah, I only went in with the scythe, no food,
Yeah.
which is not
I don't know about
a
it,
strat.
it being much more difficult. I think a lot of people are saying mechanically it is more difficult.
Yeah.
Currently, obviously, it's been out for less than a day right now, but a lot of people are saying that, even some of the better players. And obviously, they've done the Inferno, so this is not just my opinion, even though I've never done it.
I mean,
Um,
I feel better about potentially going to try this because Inferno, I feel like a lot of what makes Inferno hard is the reputation from Inferno
yeah,
and people hyping up for years about how hard it is. So, like, I'm definitely excited to go and try this. I probably will wait till there's like more strategies out,
yeah.
but
Also,
whenever I went in and just ran in, I was like, this is kind of fun.
yeah, yeah. And it's cool seeing the new mobs.
Yeah.
Also, I think I misspoke earlier and I said someone had it. I thought it came from a wave before the final boss, but no, it's from the wave of the final boss, and currently no one's killed it.
Ooh, I hope that like by tomorrow someone has.
I was watching Sync just now, and they were doing like a 20 hour stream just trying to kill the boss over and over again, and they got really close. They got 1,000 HP, and he has a 1,500 HP bar, I think.
Yeah.
So he got pretty close, but
That's so
honestly
cool.
didn't get it, unfortunately, but pretty close.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Besides that, this is actually um, probably the last thing. Yeah, this is definitely the last thing. If you are like a someone that has more budget gear or just a budget in general,
Ooh,
check
over
out
a CA Chaser.
yeah,
There's a few CAs.
or a CH Acer. Make sure to check out the new Teku Salamander. These are the new salamanders above the black salamander. They actually can hit pretty hard. This person or they were on task. They were able to hit a 42 on
Nice. Dust Devils.
Dust Devils, so that's That's pretty good. And a lot of people were saying it'd be really funny to take this into the wilderness because obviously it's hard to pray against
Yeah,
because there's no signals between you changing attack styles.
I'm kind of scared to go to the wilderness.
I mean, you would die anyways, but
Real.
this one would be more interesting for PvP.
True. Yeah, there's a few CAs that I need to do with Salamander, and I was waiting till Varlamore came out. And I
Yeah.
totally forgot the Salamander's out now.
Yep. But that is it. Like I said, a lot of bugs and a lot of just stuff to go over in general. But now that is over, we can get into the poll 81.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
some player feedback on this, but we'll go over it after the rest of the blog, just to make it a little easier, maybe?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
for sure. This is all relating to Mage Training Arena. For anyone, I thought this was kind of random, but also for anyone wondering about the last poll, it did happen, 4 to 6 weeks ago, or 6 to 8 weeks ago. So it's been quite some time since the last one.
Did it actually? Which one was that? Oh, the Willy one. No, the Wildy one was recent. I thought you were being
No, no,
sneaky about
no.
the last
Poll
one.
80.
Poll 80 was the wilderness one, right? Or was that just a random
That was
one?
just a random one.
When was poll 80?
4 to 6 weeks ago.
Stop. Stop.
Like they said, they'd have a new poll every month and a half.
God. All right. I'll start this one out. We are back with another quality of life poll. It's been more than a little while since poll 80 came out, largely owing to the size of poll 80, Chambers of Xeric changes, and seasonal events. Given the impact of the approach we took with Chambers of Xeric tweaks, we'd like to try something a little different this quality of life poll to gauge your thoughts. Usually, polls like this contain a massive scattering of small tweaks to a bunch of different things, a little something for everybody. We're going to experiment a little more with taking a really focused look on a specific piece of content and identifying tweaks that are small on their own but add up to become more than the sum of their parts. So, first we are beginning with the Mage Training Arena, the infamous Mage Training Arena in Al Kharid.
Yes, very infamous. And by that, I mean no one likes it.
Yeah, they even start out with saying, love it or hate it, and we know where most of you stand. The Major Training Arena is an iconic lookout and a staple for progression for many players. If you guys didn't know, this is where you have to go to get Bones to Peaches. We have to get a Master Wand that could eventually turn into the Kodai Wand. It is unfortunately a necessary place, especially for irons, I'd say,
Yeah, I mean,
if you want the best stuff. But anyway,
even non-irons, in order to use the Bones to Peaches tablets as a main, you have to do this.
so yeah, I did Mage Training Arena years ago to get Bones to Peaches. I don't remember it. Like, looking at this picture, I do not remember this room. But we'll start out with what apparently a lot of people don't like.
This
I
is
think
the
this
worst
their
room.
least favorite, yeah. The Telekinetic Theater.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know about this or like Marcella has forgot, you pretty much just have to get a stone golem from one end of the room to another end of the room, only using telekinetic grabs.
What I do remember, you have to run around.
It's essentially just running in circles and telekinetic grabbing every like 10 to 30 seconds, and it takes forever.
Now, no more though, depending on what you guys vote. So our proposals for this room are all with the express intent of reducing the amount of time you spend waiting around for the golems to move or run energy to regenerate, or engaging with the dialogue box after every completed maze. So the first idea, speed up the statue's movement. We'd effectively make the statue run rather than walk, meaning it would slide gracefully along the floor at twice the speed that it currently does. It's really slow. I think I do remember that.
I think we could improve this by just having the statue violently leap to the very end, because it only moves in a straight line.
Yeah.
So if it just like hurtles to the very end,
Like
that
through
would
all the
be great.
walls?
No.
Okay.
Just like in the straight line, it was going to go anyways.
That's
Just jump to the end.
just a cool animation.
Just immediately.
Why not? Inside the telekinetic room, remove the delay applied to the player after casting telekinetic grab. This means to be able to get the statue in motion and start positioning yourself for the next move, rather than waiting around while your character carefully observes their telegrab projectile traveling slowly towards the statue. If it's something you'd like to see, we'd be open to rolling out this change to telekinetic grab's behavior across the wider game, so we've included a separate poll question to see what you think. Restore some of the player's run energy after completing a set of 5 mazes. This aims to alleviate the need for stamina or energy pots, which can add a sizable extra cost for many players engaging with MTA in early game. Staminas, when you first start, are painfully expensive, so that's huge.
Luckily, I never had to use staminas whenever. Honestly, I think I just walked because it took so long for the guy to walk anyways.
It's not like you're beating him anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I did because like it's literally 30 seconds sometimes. Like it takes forever.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Potentially. Add some token XP, meaning a small amount of additional XP after completing each maze, and automatically generate the next maze rather than requiring a dialogue prompt that you need to set it up. And if you don't want to do it, you could literally just leave the room. So the set of tweaks modernizes the room a little, allowing you to fire off your telegraph and race the next spot while the statues zoom around. All this extra running is offset by restoring your run energy as you continue to complete mazes, which you'll be able to run through much more quickly without so many dialogue boxes to click through. Topping all that off is the XP rates, which stand to benefit players engaged with MTA early on in their character's life cycle. The questions 1 through 6 are all those changes if they should add them.
Yep.
I'm like, I don't know if I need to say them again.
Yeah. You should also just give you like quadruple the pizzazz points.
Yeah, I don't think that they're changing most. There's very barely any pizzazz mentions.
No, yeah. They're just, these are honestly literally only quality of life changes.
They're not speeding it up.
Well, they are, but it's like such minute amounts to make it so it's not just wasting your time.
Yeah. I do want to eventually get the full collection log here, so this is nice to hear that it won't be as painful.
Yeah, shout out to all the irons because this is your best in slot for a long time.
Yeah.
So the next one is going to be the Alchemist's Playground. It's a wondrous collection of cupboards, if such a thing exists. We still think there's a couple of sore spots that could be smoothed out for this place. For anyone that doesn't know, this is the place where you get a bunch of items and you high alch them for points.
Oh, high alch or low alch?
Yeah, I guess
I didn't have high alch when I did this, I'm pretty sure. I was low alching everything.
That's really embarrassing.
I think.
Anyways, reduce, the first change is to reduce the number of cupboards from 8 to 6, removing the 2 empty ones in each rotation. That means that you'll always get something. So that's, I guess,
cool.
Nice. Remove the cap on the number of coins you can deposit at once. Currently, it's set to 12,000 GP, and any past that are just wasted.
That's so dumb.
Imagine just like dropping in like 50,000 GP and just.
You're like, this is gonna be so much XP. Oh, okay.
That's a lot less than I thought.
That's painful, actually.
They also reduce the frequency of rotations switching by 30 to 40%, so you'll be able to just stay at 1 for longer.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is an unpulled change. The next one is to have items in the room ignore the untradeable warning option for alchemy spells. The items you pull out of the cupboards are different to their equivalents outside the room, meaning that obviously they are untradeable and there shouldn't be warnings for it because you can't use them outside of the room anyways. Yeah. It's a small tweak, but it'll cut down on if you have the a warning in place, so you don't have to deactivate that just to play this game.
I didn't even remember that happening, but that sounds so painful. Every single thing you high alch, having to be like, yeah, I'm sure.
That probably didn't happen to you because there's probably like there is a limit, like threshold of money value.
Oh, you could set your own limit.
You can set your own
True.
limit. Also, another change is to keep the cupboard doors open. They're magical cupboards containing a limitless supply of items, so why don't we just also keep the doors open magically? And lastly, where players deposit coins that aren't a multiple of 100, give a % chance of gaining an extra point. This means that depositing 150 coins could give you 1 point and a 50% chance at an additional point. Similar to how catalytic and elemental points work at the Guardians of the Rift. This is in contrast to the current behavior where you get 1 point every 100 coins and that is it. Any excess is wiped out.
So you put 199 coins, they only count 100.
Yep. No rounding.
Pain, man. Pain.
Yeah, so again, these are just to make it a little bit smoother and to increase the pace a little bit. But those are the next 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 poll questions.
Awesome. Moving on to the Enchanting Chamber. This is a peculiar one. You have a variety of approaches here, picking up a bunch of specific shapes and slowly enchanting them all for fewer points, manually enchanting each one to speed things up, picking up a variety of shapes to capitalize on the rotating bonus shapes, or world hopping for dragonstone spawns and hoping that nobody else is doing it at the same time as you. I don't remember this room at all. We've not got too many changes here, but we're looking to make the intended method, not world hopping, a little better to improve the mid-intensity option of enchanting a variety of shapes, or giving you a chance of finding a sparkly surprise even if you are taking things slowly. So first off, for their ideas, adjust the layout so that each corner of the room has at least one of every color and shape. So let's say you park up and pick up everything you'd like, rather than having you run across the room in a panic when the bonus on offer isn't something you can find in your corner.
Yep.
Give a reasonable chance of finding a dragonstone amongst the shapes in a given pile to give you a slight points injection if you're not opting to world hop.
Nice. That's cool.
Provide players a small amount of magic XP for every object deposited. This makes the intended method a little more appealing from a XP per hour perspective since you'll be depositing more objects, though it still probably won't be competing with other training methods. Literally just less pain. Store the bonus rune rewards for players to claim when they leave the room rather than giving them out when objects are deposited. These runes often wind up getting dropped because inventory pressures eat into how many objects you can chant before needing to deposit. So you'll actually get rewarded instead of having to drop everything, which is kind of huge.
And for anyone that wasn't familiar with this room, essentially it'll be like, oh, bonus if you get blue items and enchant them. So you'd run into the corner that has all the blue items, grab a bunch, and then start enchanting them. And then hopefully you find a dragonstone and are high enough level to enchant that because those give way more XP.
Yeah.
Or way more points, rather. So that is the general theme of the room, and those are the next questions for 12, 13, 14, and 15.
Just a note, though, if you're hopping for dragonstones, like, they do say the changes don't do a whole lot. They mostly just wanted to improve for people doing it the intended way.
Yeah. Dragonstones still are going to be the fastest way if
no one else is doing it, right?
No one else is doing any, or just no one else in general has picked up any of them.
I definitely was not doing that when I didn't.
Yeah. This fourth and final room is going to be the creature graveyard. This one I hated by far the most.
People like this one. Or people say it's easier.
It's easier. I don't like it though. Mostly because it's like not super intuitive for me.
I didn't realize their first sentence.
In case you've repressed your memories of this one.
That's me with all of MTA, bro.
The creature graveyard is the room full of bones that you need to convert into fruit, while even more bones continually fall from somewhere and deal consistent, unavoidable damage. Interestingly, this room is one of the only rooms inside MTA that benefits from one of the rewards, Bones to Peaches. Though this benefit is perhaps a little too understated at the moment. We'd like to make the room a tad more interactive than it currently is, better rewarding players using Bones to Peaches, since it's twice the cost of Bones to Peaches, and reduce
Bones to Bananas on that
Bones
one.
to Bananas, and reduce one or two of the pain points. So there's going to be 5 changes for this one. Number 1 is to make the falling bones dodgeable, similar to the falling X mechanics in other locations. That is pretty nice, making it avoidable.
Seems pretty obvious, I would even say.
It does seem obvious. Adjusting the points awarded for depositing peaches. Bones to Peaches cost twice as much to cast as Bones to Bananas. So we'd like to give points every 8 peaches. This is a departure from every 16 fruit deposited currently. Inside the creature graveyard, remove the delay when casting Bones to Bananas or Peaches. This ties pretty nicely into the whole dodgeable stuff mechanic. Also, add a small amount of magic XP for every fruit deposited. Peaches would give slightly more. And similar to the enchanting room, change stores the bonus rewards until after, so you don't have to deal with the inventory management.
Nice.
And those are all going to be questions 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21.
Huge. They also have, before we get into the feedback, a couple general changes as well. So we've all been there. Runes stocked up, podcasts are long-form OSRS video series open to make the grind bearable, working up the courage to enter the telekinetic grab room when you're told you can't go in there without your progress hat.
Oh my gosh, so annoying.
Do you remember?
Yeah, so
I actually do remember this. Not to worry, you could just go to the interest guardian and just get another one. Oh, what's that? You've already got one in the bank? Better go and get it then. It'd be wasteful to give you another one. By the time you've walked down to the bank and then all the way back, you cannot psych yourself up to go into the room. Which, I mean, yeah, man.
Yeah.
No one needs to be there anyway. Like, if you have to leave, it's a no. You perhaps see where we're going with this, an utterly revolutionary proposal that would allow players to enter any of the mage training arena's room your heart desires without having to carry the little hat around with you. Of course, the hat isn't without its uses, since the progress hat is the best way to see how many of points of each type you've accumulated. To that end, we'd like to make some HUD improvements that would let you view your pizzazz points whenever you're inside the lobby, rather than needing to chat with the hat.
Wow.
That's kind of crazy how long it takes some of these quality lives.
So ridiculous.
Our final proposed change is adjusting logout behavior so that you're able to log out while inside one of the rooms, since the current behavior means all your progress is lost in the unfortunate event of a disconnection, which doesn't pair super nicely with things like stacking up a huge number of coins for a massive XP drop in the alchemy room.
It
Man,
doesn't.
the pain I would feel. Ugh. So questions 22, 23, and 24 are if they should make it so you can go into rooms without the hat, the HUD display changes, and being able to log out in the rooms.
Yep. And that is pretty much it.
Oh yeah, let me go to the feedback ones.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We do have some feedback though. Really only 5. So a popular suggestion is just to make it so that there's an MTA teleport in the minigame grouping tab,
It makes
which
sense.
it's a minigame, so they are looking into adding that. Or
That
at
will
least
be a poll
a poll
question.
question for it. Another popular suggestion would be the ability to take X or take a certain amount, 5 to 10, for example, from the Alchemist playground to allow for a more idle play style. This is another good suggestion, they think, and the exact amount that you will be able to take is uncertain, but they may be able to add something like this.
Yeah, they're not even voting on that one, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Players suggest the addition of, and for anyone that doesn't know, normally this isn't an option. You just have to find the one that you want and then click it a whole bunch of
Go to
times.
spam click, yeah.
Yeah. The next one is players suggested that the addition of a bank chest within MTA, and they have added a new poll question. Do you want a bank chest in MTA? Fourth is a bug. Players reported an issue in the enchanting room related to bonus points, and that has been fixed, I guess.
Yeah, just a little reminder, if you see bugs, just report it.
Yeah,
To the game.
it will be fixed. And finally, taking damage from falling bones can be frustrating when attempting to talk to the graveyard guardian.
You could get hit while you're trying to talk to him.
Yeah. This issue can be more impactful to new players who are trying to understand how this bloody game works. And we can see the issue, especially for new players. The arena book explains how to play the minigame, but some players may not be aware of this. We want to avoid making the area safe, as creating safe tiles could have unintentional effects.
Yeah, I would just stand on the tile forever.
Yeah, maybe. For now, no changes have been agreed on, but they're going to monitor this because it can be annoying, but they'll continue to see the feedback. So that's it. Just a few changes and a few additional feedback changes. So overall, I thought it was really good. Someone said that this is before I read everything, but someone said they did a really good like real life quality of life poll where it's not like just making everything really easy, but it's just quality of life type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree.
No, I think that this will make it much easier whenever I eventually go there. Because as of now, I like dread it. Based on what everyone says, I dread it.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be much easier. I just will hate it less.
Yeah, I guess that's it. When
Yeah.
I say easier, I mean easier on my
Yeah.
mental.
I definitely will not like it, and I still will not go to it unless I absolutely have to.
I
But
don't dread it as much.
yeah, I just won't wish I stopped playing the game after.
But that's just the beginning. We have a lot more exciting things to get into next.
Yes, we do. With Varlamore Part 1. Actually, before we get into that, we have a couple updates. It is now the next day.
Yeah, hi.
Um, I actually logged in for the first time in a long time
To RuneScape, to be clear.
to
Old
RuneScape.
school RuneScape.
Old school, the old one.
Can you imagine if it was RuneScape 3?
I know.
God.
No, I logged into my GIM. To my surprise, I still have the recurring year subscription going, so I still have 270 days of membership on my GIM.
When was the last time you logged in? Did it say? Did you
Um,
look?
A little over 200 days.
You spent so much money on this account that you don't log into.
Well, no, that was 100 days.
$50 a year.
Well, that was for the new year. I have 270 left, so that was only a little bit of the time from last year that I didn't use, but yeah, like 80 days from this year I haven't used.
Jeez.
Yeah. Oh well. But yeah, so I
Money well spent.
played that a little bit. Actually, I logged in, realized I had 300 gold nuggets, and was at Motherlode Mine, and so I already have everything unlocked. I think I was saving it for gem bags, but I decided to just expand the dirt pile sack that you didn't know that you could do.
Yeah. What?
Yeah,
You know,
and
I
that
almost
costs
kind of thought
200.
I kind of thought that you were wrong.
No,
And it's
no, that's
I
definitely a
didn't want
thing.
to call you out, but I was like, mm-hmm.
No, yeah, it's definitely a thing. I paid 200 nuggets for it. It's more than I thought it was. I thought it was like 50, but it's 200. and I think it increases it by like 50% or something.
Did you have fun?
I mean, I just mined and mudload mine, so it's okay, I guess.
This new content, he finally logs in. He just stays at MLM.
I mean, that's what you do, I guess.
You'll like Perilous Moons though whenever you decide to go.
Yeah, probably won't ever do it, but we'll see. Besides that, we have some more updates regarding the update.
Okay. Are we gonna go over them before or after we talk about it?
We're going to go over some of them after, but some of them right now.
Okay. Let's go.
Yeah, so firstly, I wanted to mention this because I didn't see it mentioned anywhere in the update. Maybe it is in the update. I haven't read it super thoroughly, but just in case anyone didn't know, they have since added in this update, they've added an option in your settings and you can select it so that anytime you get items from your gravestone, they will auto equip if possible.
Yeah. Guy posted a picture of that on Discord earlier.
Yeah.
That's actually so exciting.
Yeah, so
I'm really hyped
that's
for it.
I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently
Yeah.
it is.
They didn't mention
Um,
it by the way. For
yeah,
some reason.
I don't. Yeah, I didn't see them do it, so I was like, I figured I'd mention it. And then the next thing is for anyone. This is kind of like a spoiler, but I guess people kind of already knew it. But it's about the last boss
Okay.
of Colosseum. The last boss of Colosseum is pretty much immune to anything that is not melee.
Oh. Also, it has been solved. Port Kazard was the world's first.
Port Kazard was the world's
Well, it was
first,
alive last night.
with Wooks as the second.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't see either of them, honestly, but
Actually, I watched Wooks do it. I watched him get to
the final.
the final, and then I had to go to work. But
Oh, lame.
I didn't get to watch it. But that was the one he actually did this morning.
Cool.
So that was pretty cool. And then lastly, but well, not lastly. I guess there's
Just a
two kind
lot
of.
more.
One's really like a tip, I guess.
Okay.
Someone said that it's a good idea if you are doing a lot of the hunter rumors to potentially bring your forestry basket if you have the log attachment.
Hmm.
This will allow you to use more logs for the traps, obviously.
Yeah, I have. I've just been bringing like a bronze axe with me that just spawned on the ground to cut down more trees for my traps.
Now, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, but certainly not least, there is a lot of detail in Varlamore, so make sure to check out everything, including there is a little meeting of the minds.
There's puppies.
If you find a stolen cabbage, it was stolen by three small puppies, and one of them a wiener dog of sorts. Named Lola is one of the dogs. Shout out to actually someone in the community that I think lost their dog, Lola. And so it was a tribute to the not forgotten, the long gone, though, puppy.
That's really sweet. That's
Yeah.
like really cool.
Yeah.
I've only seen two of these dogs. I haven't seen Lola yet.
Yeah, Lola's the little wiener dog.
I love. We have a wiener dog in game. How cool
Yeah.
is that?
So pretty cool. Some stuff that people are still finding out. Obviously,
Accidentally said the forgotten. Well, wait, not forgotten.
I mean, actually, yeah, the opposite of forgotten. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty cool, though. With that being said, no more updates. We can move on to the actual update
To the
itself.
updates.
Those are updates of the update.
Yeah.
So this one, of course, we don't need to really.
Well, no, the first part has something important because I didn't know how to get to Varlamore.
Oh, because you're a noob.
Honestly, this blog is really short. So we normally sum things up. We could just go through it. It's really short,
Okay.
which is funny because it's a huge region.
But we have been talking about it for quite some time.
We have been, yeah. So Varlamore is finally open to visitors, and you are cordially invited to be among the first to explore the famous Shining Kingdoms. To start your journey, you'll need to complete Children of the Sun, which, by the way, I made a guide on that, even though it's a mega easy quest. Watch it anyway, because why not? That's the beginning of the Varlamore questline. If you've already completed this, then you can find a Quetzal waiting outside the eastern gate of Varrock to carry you to Varlamore in style. There's just a big old bird sitting there.
Yeah, you just walk out of Varrock and there's a pretzel.
Just on the ground. I was really confused as to how to get there. I wanted to get there without looking it up. I had to look it up because I was just like, there's like, it's not by boat. I don't know what it is. He's looking at a capybara. He's distracted.
I like them.
So you'll swoop into Civitas Illifortis, Varlamore's capital city. From there, the world, or at least part of it, is your oyster. For more information, there is an extensive Varlamore Part 1 overview news post, which, I mean, I think we went to over in the past. Or you can check out a video by Jeprite. They might be locked to Gilnore's chilly northern climates, but we've heard a few things about Varlamore they'd like to share. they've heard a few things about. I think it would be Yep, right.
No,
I don't know why
no.
I feel like I've heard Fem say it like that. But
Well,
also Fem says
fem is from the places where they don't pronounce J's.
well, I was gonna say also Fem calls Catherby Catherby because she thinks it's funny.
Okay.
I don't know if we could trust her.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just Jeoparite. Also, I just wanted to mention that it's kind of interesting that just because in the thumbnail of the video,
That's where I saw the capybara.
they are showcasing the dual, what are they
I
called?
don't know. They're like paddles.
The dual, what are the
There's
names
still
of them?
45 new things.
Oh, the maracas, dual maracas.
They're not maracas.
Anyways, for some reason they have like a 115 stab bonus, even though there's no stab option.
It's just a wooden block. I just hit my mic.
Yeah, there's literally no stab option on them, so I thought that was kind of interesting.
More importantly, there's a little capybara.
Of course there is.
Yeah.
Beyond that, though, there's also, if you are more just visually inclined, not video inclined, then there is a little thing from Gentle Tractor that highlights all the main features in Varlamore Part 1, but be sure to explore it, like I mentioned, or you'll miss the little puppies.
It's a real full-on brochure. It's so
Yeah.
cute. They should have, if this went out around Runefest, that'd be cute to pass out to people as little souvenirs. Like a
Yeah.
brochure.
I think it's pretty well done. It also shows you places
Beautiful.
of interest, such as where the Quetzal might be able to take you for a pretzel, and also like the shrine where the quests are, the savannas, Raylos's Rise, and lastly the city of Civitas Elafortis.
Yeah. So, starting out talking about Twilight's Promise, the second quest in the Varlamore storyline follows up on the events following Children of the Sun and introduces you to the land of Varlamore. This quest is optional, but they, as well as me, highly recommend completing this quest for a good overview of the area, and it will unlock the next highlight, being the Quetzal Transport
The
Network.
Pretzels. So the Pretzels are Varlamore's national bird.
Pretzels, you're gonna confuse someone.
If you want to get around local, or like a local rather, you'll need to unlock the Pretzel Transport Network, PTN for short.
No,
These feathery fellows will have you soaring across the savannah and eventually to the great beyonds.
they're gonna die with us.
Who knows? Some nests are pre-built, but other areas of Varlamore will need your help building a comfortable landing zone because your pretzels are a little particular with where they land.
Literally just imagining a pretzel with feet flying over and picking you up.
Yeah, just they're green.
Next is Fortis Coliseum. Civita Illifortis has many claims to fame, but towering above them all is the city's defining feature, the Fortis Coliseum. This epic arena is a setting for a new wave-based PVM minigame. The Coliseum, as a reminder, is dangerous for both hardcores and hardcore GIMs. Do not go and die. It's very, very deadly. Please be careful. They're gonna die.
Yeah.
Those of you who own a fire cape should be able to get your feet wet in the early rounds, but as the waves progress, you can expect combinations of enemies that will test the skills of even the most seasoned combatants. Unlike other wave-based minigames, as the difficulty increases, so too do the stakes. After each wave, you'll be offered a choice. Swallow your pride and leave with the loot, or risk it all on the next battle. You're here to put on a show after all. Practice gladiators will be able to acquire the Tonald Stick of Raylos, Sunfire Fanatic Armor, Sunfire Splinters, Sunfire Runes, and loads of useful unlocks for both Coliseum and beyond. If you're good enough to complete all the waves inside the Coliseum, you'll walk away with Diana's Quiver, the new best in slot range cape item.
Yeah.
I think has it only been completed twice by now?
That I know of, it's only been completed twice. I'm
People
sure.
are gonna stop announcing as much now that
Yeah, I'm
people's
sure
done it.
like maybe Noob Type or a Cold One, someone else
Maybe.
probably has done it by now, but the first two we know for sure were Porkazard and Wooks.
Cool.
It's funny because very briefly after Wooks defeated the boss, actually within like the same hour, they nerfed the way he decided to beat the boss, which was by butterflying the boss, exactly how you defeat Akka.
Yeah.
That's not how they intended you to beat the boss, and they don't want you to beat the boss that way, so you can no longer butterfly the boss.
I'm very interested. I haven't seen anyone try the later bosses yet. I should probably go check out some streams tonight because I want to see someone do it. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see what's intended to without
there
butterflying.
there are videos showing how it is intended to do, which
Already?
makes me think that you can or other people have done it because there are videos of how to do it. there's only 4 different attacks really,
Mm-hmm.
and if you know them, you can fairly easily walk out of them.
Cool. I saw
Yeah.
one of them and it looked crazy. It
Yeah.
looks really cool though.
Someone felt the same way, and I think in like the comments of wherever I saw it, they were saying like, I didn't think I could do it, but after seeing you like very easily outmaneuver these moves,
Mechanics.
I feel like I could do it now.
Yeah.
So
It seems more accessible than Inferno for sure.
yeah,
And because it's not as much of a time sink.
yeah. And for I was gonna say, for instance, it's speaking of the time sync,
Mhm.
it took, I think, Porkazard roughly 45 minutes to do it.
I'm sure that the first Inferno took forever.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Okay. Um, I was going to say, oh yeah, I was talking about last night about being intimidated by Inferno, and someone also pointed out that maybe it's a little bit like this, is that I see like the lava and stuff, and it just looks like very hardcore. The Colosseum just doesn't look super, super hardcore,
Yeah.
even though it is. So I think that that will make it more approachable in my mind for some reason.
Yeah, maybe.
I did send a couple attempts there though. So my first, I think I might have mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, I went in with what I was already wearing, which was like a scythe and melee. Didn't have any food or prayer, I think. And I tried once and got super messed up and died. And then I had to reclaim my stuff and I still didn't want to go to the bank for some reason. I tried a second time and I beat the first wave and it was really fun. Like,
Yeah.
I wish that you didn't have to pay for your stuff after you die. It makes sense that you do, I guess. But like, I'm really excited to go back again. I just want to watch other stuff, like, to get an idea of what's like. But I'm super, super excited about it. And
Yeah,
some of the NPCs look goofy.
they do.
I
For the most part, it does seem like Mage is really good, just in general.
heard of them bringing all three attack styles.
Yes and no. I don't think Wook's brought range.
Okay.
I didn't watch all of Port Kazard, so I don't know. But yeah, Wook's brought the Shadow as well as the Elysian Nightmare Staff combo,
Mhm.
and then the Scythe, I think it was. But
Melee confirmed for the last one, though,
Melee
probably.
confirmed for the last one. The
That's kind of
boss
cool.
has extremely high range and mage defense.
Yeah.
But the rest of the mobs seem to be fairly weak to both. So I saw Sync hasn't done it yet, but he was using a T-bow last I saw.
Okay. I'm gonna watch
Also,
some of these after I edit tonight.
the types of mobs to kind of for anyone wondering, there are mobs that have like projectiles that you have to dodge, and
The Manicore looks
the
crazy.
Manticore actually has 3 projectiles, each dealing a different type of damage, so you have to flick between all 3 in rapid succession.
It looks a lot like Leviathan, that one did.
Yeah.
I saw Robert watching that one last night.
The part that might be the most difficult is as you ascend in level, you ascend in reward. So it'll be like, 100 death runes, and then you forego that to get the next thing, which might be like 100 onyx bolts.
Mhm.
And then you could just walk away with both of those, or you can continue on and so on and so on. So your rewards build up, but also every time you ascend in a level, 12 being the maximum, you also pick a additional modifier that works against you.
Yeah, I can't wait to find out what everyone's like. You have to do these modifiers.
Yeah. Like some will just
I
make
tried two different
you
ones.
slower, some will make the enemies hit harder, something like that.
The good guaranteed hit stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, for instance, there are spear chuckers that I mentioned you have to like walk out of it. It's like a projectile that comes straight down onto a tile. But if like one of the modifiers that Wooks had is whenever they do that, it leaves like lava on the floor permanently during the rest of that round.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you have to be careful on where you drop it.
The floor's lava is probably the name
Or
of it.
yeah, probably. Or there's another one where like you're mainly playing around pillars. There's a thing that makes it so there's a constant damage ball that goes around the pillar. So you have to like
Oh.
be more aware of your positioning.
That's so cool. I kind of forgot about the modifiers.
Yeah, so that's a really big part of it that might make it quite a bit more difficult than you're thinking.
What I noticed was I was trying to run away from meleeers and they run.
They do.
They run. And I was like, oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. Besides that, though, we can move on. That's about it for the Colosseum itself. Obviously, that's just a few things that we've noticed.
Yeah, we haven't watched too much.
There's not full guides or anything that I've seen. I'm sure they will be in the coming weeks, but not
Probably by next week there'll be a guide. That's exciting.
yeah. The next one is going to be the thieving activity. So Civitas Illifortis is home to the great and good of Varlamore, and we reckon they could use some help lightening their pockets. With 50 thieving, you can pickpocket wealthy Varlamorians in the bazaar. Under normal conditions, this activity has a high failure rate, but every so often, a helpful street urchin will distract a citizen. While distracted, you'll be able to auto pickpocket these citizens, and you'll have a 100% success rate. They'll drop coins, just like any other pickpocketing target, but every so often, you'll get a key. Speak with a certain suspicious character lurking around Civitas, and they'll help you use your key to sneak into villas and loot valuables.
I haven't tried this yet.
This also includes a chance to get a bone statuette, which can be chipped down into bless bone shards for prayer XP.
I didn't read this blog post. I was just like blindly exploring yesterday. And I did like steal from a few people. I only failed once actually. But I am 91 or something.
Yeah, I was like, you have really high thieving, so.
No, but I didn't realize that there were these little like street urchins to help you. And I was so confused because I walked past a child and it said crying. And then I walked over and someone was like, it showed like a different NPC talking to me, like, are you okay? And then it showed the child saying, I can't stop crying. And then the NPC said, that's awful.
Wow.
And I guess that was the distraction for me, but I was just like, what is going on?
Unfortunate, dude.
I thought that I can't stop crying was funny because I was like, me too.
Yeah, that honestly seems kind of similar to thieving in Ardoin, because I think that's around like 55, and then around 92 or something like that is when you start not failing, so.
Yeah. I think I mean, I don't know the XP rates, but I'm sure it's just like a different version of Artie Knights to mix it up because it's boring.
I'm sure it's a little worse, but it's different, so it's cool.
Next is the Hunters Guild. The Hunters Guild is home to Varlamore's greatest hunters who spend their time tracking their prey across the avium savanna. If you've got what it takes to join their ranks, being 46 hunter, then you can follow the dirt roads from Civitas Illifortis to the heart of the avian savanna, where the guild's many amenities wait for you. Take a hunter's rumor to track down unusual prey and get your hands on unique loot like the Quetzal whistle, which, by the way, I just got. The
Quetzal
whistle.
pretzel.
Or even a Quetzal pet, which someone on the stream, Tustin, shout out Tustin, got it at, I think, 17 rumors finished. So spoon. I literally thought that they were lying.
Yep, everything is just a chance in the game.
Yeah. Or avail yourself of the guild's leatherworking. Avail yourself? What does that even mean?
Make yourself available.
The guild's leatherworking services and get yourself a new set of armor to hunt in. Outside of the guild, you'll get to know some of Varlamore's wildlife. Moths, antelope, jerboa, foxes, even salamanders are all scuttling around waiting to be trapped. You'll learn to prepare hunter meats with a nifty healing over time effect as well. Other new goodies include the Sunlight Hunter's Crossbow, which includes new ammo types, the Hunter's Spear, sacks to store meat and furs, and improvements to existing hunting gear. What they don't mention is that there's little capybaras in the hunting guild.
There are little capybaras.
There's a baby.
There's little capybaras throughout the land, as well as llamas.
I didn't know that they're alpacas.
Alpacas.
I made it into a little short, but it's not gonna have for a few weeks. I was just walking around and I saw a dairy buffalo, and I was like, oh, a dairy buffalo. And then I went, because I didn't know that there was alpacas. No one told me.
Yep.
I didn't see any pictures of them. Like, I gasped very loud. It was really funny. I love all the animals. There's still a lot of places I need to explore. Like, the Hunters Guild is really fun. There's some, you could probably say some of the stuff that people have said about the Hunter rumors. Not everyone likes them.
All right, we'll quickly go over how you feel about your experience with the Hunters contracts.
Mostly good, right? Mostly good. But last night I had a Pyrofox contract that took me nearly 2 hours to finish. I went back twice to the guild to make sure I was on the correct rumor. I even looked at my own VOD to be like, maybe I'm not at the correct rumor. I was. It was just really unlucky. The way that you trap those is by the rock falling thing. So you can only set up one at a time, and it's not guaranteed that it'll go to the rock. Maybe you could bait them somehow. Someone was saying use a jerboa tail, but I don't know if they're joking.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pain. Because they're rare drops.
There's also other types of mobs that you take down the same way, so it's not just those. There's a few of them.
Everything else I've had a decent time, though. Like, they have the pitfall traps, but you can set up 4 of those at a time, so... Or at least in my level.
If no one else is using them.
Yeah, I was hopping around, too, to find empty worlds.
But, yeah, so a lot of people are running into this, and I've seen a lot of people obviously just not really have a good time. Originally, apparently, it might have been slightly bugged, and the rates were even lower than than they are supposed to be. So even after being fixed, though, many people are saying it takes them between 1 and 3 hours for certain rumors.
Yeah.
Um,
I would say we discussed it a little bit. I would say the benefit of the hunting contracts is not faster XP. It's kind of like how farming contracts are, where you do it for a variety, like just to have a variety of stuff to do. And also for the rewards. The rewards aren't necessarily as good as seed packs, but the rewards are still pretty decent.
yeah.
And you get a pet chance.
And for anyone wondering about the XP per hour, obviously it varies a
Depends on what you
lot.
do.
If you get the 3 hour one, it's going to be pretty low, but it doesn't seem to be very high in general, like anywhere between 15 to 30 or 40K maybe
It's
per
like
hour.
100K an hour because I got Chinchampas as my roommate.
Is that before or after the 2 hour long one?
I didn't count that one. I was streaming anyway.
Oh, okay, okay. But yeah, so with the extended 1 to 3 hour long rumors, it's fairly low, around 15 to 30K. But obviously, if you just get a bunch of good ones in a row, it'll be relatively comparable. But for the most part, it doesn't seem like the XP's there. But maybe the rewards are there. It's kind of hard to say right now because
Yeah.
everything's inflated with the prices.
I think just the fact that there's even a pet chance makes it worth it to grind the pet. And there's more collectibles like a hunter's outfit and stuff.
Yeah. Overall, I don't know if I would do it
I like it.
unless I had nothing else to do. But I don't know. It seems like it could be cool if you're getting bored of it, I guess.
I think a good reason why I'm doing as well is obviously you could get the Quetzal pet.
Pretzel?
The pretzel pet. I like pets a lot, and another thing I like is because I'm higher level hunter, I could do the master level contracts, and they also send me to Chinchampas and Herbivore, which are both also pet chances. Last night I was so excited whenever I got my Herbivore one, and I got the unique item on my first KC, so then I just left, and I was like, okay,
Nice.
that's fine. So 3 pet chances depending on the task it gives me, so it's kind of worth it for me.
All right. Speaking of threes, we can move on to Perilous Moons.
Yeah.
So lurking below the surface of Camtorum, which is an ancient dwarven city built to contain powerful entities, now the earth has been disturbed and the dwarves need your help. The
The
quest,
sentence was a little strange.
yeah, it was.
There's a temple that they're stored in
Oh yeah.
underneath the city.
The quest found here will reveal a chunk of new PVM content aimed at mid-level players. We recommend tackling the dungeon with a combat level of 75 or greater. Greater definitely being the key word. The requirements are going to be 48 Slayer, 20 Runecrafting, 20 Hunter, 20 Fishing, 10 Construction, and Twilight's Promise completed.
Yeah, you do have to do a quest to have access to this.
Yeah. The Perilous Moons dungeon holds 3, like I said, deadly demi-bosses. Defeat them and you'll reemerge with some exciting new loot. I even saw someone get a lucky triple weapon drop
And one,
in one single loot.
that is so satisfying.
Even more exciting, you can take down the bosses with other players, but it doesn't affect your own progress, so they'll just be there and you'll be staring at them while the boss's health doesn't go down.
Yeah, I was very confused because I thought we were all attacking the boss, and then I don't know the boss's passive damage, but like one of them, like the boss's damage was going down while I was sitting there. But then Guy pointed out like their health is only going down like 2. Like there's 10 people there, they're not all just hitting 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. What I was a little bummed about, and it's gonna sound so annoying, I thought there was gonna be a pet for some reason. I don't know why. I know it's supposed to be like Barrows, but
Which also doesn't have a pet.
hear me out. It's not Barrows, and Barrows came out almost 20 years ago. So you don't have to copy Barrows with a no pet.
Well, hear me out. It makes sense because there are no low-level bosses that give pets besides maybe Mole, if you consider it.
Scurrius now. They just introduced Scurrius.
Okay, for the
And we had to
first
peer
time.
pressure them into it.
Yeah, exactly.
So why can't we peer pressure them into this?
Because this is supposed to be like Barrows.
But if
Why don't you go
guys-
work for Jagex if you have a problem?
I applied and they rejected my application.
Okay, so that's why, because they knew you wanted to add pets to every boss.
Yeah. I tweeted at Modash about it, and it was like, "Oh, any chance the game says a pet? I think the design's really cool." And he didn't acknowledge the pet thing and just said that he appreciated like liking the design or something. I was like, "Okay." Robert took that as a no. I took that as a choosing not to answer. So hopeful.
So that's a no. Anyways, though, a lot of people were saying that this was cool,
People love
fun,
it.
but also it can be more difficult for the types of players it is aimed at. Mainly because there are three types of bosses. Two of them are not too bad once you learn the mechanics, and this is just based off of a few different reviews that I read. But the third one, being the Blood Moon boss, can be quite difficult, mostly because it has a life stealing effect that is not counterable. There's no counterplay to it.
Yeah, you don't pray at any of these bosses, by the way. You don't have to.
Yeah, so you just take damage, and based on the amount of damage you take, the boss heals.
I take the most damage at a clip still, the gold one.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
but a lot of people were saying that it's pretty difficult at lower combats, 75 to even 100. Were saying that they were having some difficulties downing the boss while maintaining, a decent amount of supplies. So, like, in comparison, some people were saying they were using very few supplies on the other two and then almost all of theirs on the blood boss. So,
Yeah.
let us know what you think of it, because so far it seems like it might be slightly overtuned, but I'm not sure.
I do want to say a little something about the blood boss that guy from my chat told me that I ended up telling someone else. They subbed to me because I told them this, which I thought was nice.
Okay.
If you are doing every boss has two specials. If you're doing the blood boss and it has already, what is that? What am I trying to say? And it's not doing its special attacks. You're just attacking it like normal. Don't eat unless you are about to die, because if you eat during the normal attacks, it heals every time you eat. So be careful of that. Eat during the specials if you can. If you're gonna die, obviously just let it heal. But people were asking me about last night, and like I could see how that'd be really frustrating if every time you heal, the boss is also healing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So watch out for
I
it.
think ideally you come here with some type of life steal or something like that, because then you don't have to heal.
Well, I don't know if you've seen anyone do it yet.
No, I haven't.
It's actually very self-contained. It's very gauntlet-esque, because you're running from room to room, and while you're running from rooms, you're passing places to catch food, a campfire, a cup of tea that restores your energy, and a bunch of moss that you could catch to give you full prayer.
Yeah.
So you're getting all your supplies while you're there, and the food that you get heals 20 health as well. So you just fill up your entire inventory with that and a few prayers.
I think
It's really cool.
that's cool, but I think a lot of people probably wouldn't want to do that because it probably takes a lot of time.
I think it was too much. I was watching Guine do it. Guine was doing it all day yesterday, and they pretty much got it like down on lock. They were
Yeah.
like going way too quick for me. I had to tell them
Well,
to just abandon me because we were trying to go together.
but I guess my main point with that suggestion was like maybe if you bring like a blood shard and have like the even the lowest,
Fury.
yeah, and then even the lowest level of blood magic, then maybe you don't even have to really heal or worry about that mechanic.
I don't know how weak they are to mage.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, as far as I know, they're weak to one slash, one is stab, and one is crush. So it's very melee.
Oh, then you could just bring Guthans, right?
Oh, you could bring Guthans. Try Guthans. Also
Yeah.
try
If
Blood Fury.
if you bring Guthans with a Blood Fury, well, I mean, at that point, you're probably over leveled or, whatever for
Just
this.
ideas that could
But
potentially help.
if you happen to be an old Iron Man or a GIM and someone else has farmed up the Guthans, then maybe you could try that out.
Yeah.
Besides that, though, yeah, let us know what you think, because it seems like a cool boss, but
It's so pretty too. Like, it's beautiful.
yeah. So these next two, I'm gonna say together because do they? Oh, never mind. Never mind. I thought these went together. So the first one is gonna be mining. Your second source of, well, they kind of go together, I guess. Your second source of blessed bone shards, like they mentioned earlier. Your first is going to be from the hunter contracts, I think it is.
No, I don't remember them saying that at all.
Oh, thieving, sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, maybe we skipped over saying that on
Yeah,
accident.
so you can get blessed bone shards for mining and thieving. And for mining, it's a low intensity mining method available at 41. So right after you're done unlocking, what is it?
I don't know what's at 41.
I think it's the rune pickaxe.
Is it 40?
I think so.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe 51.
Not to be that person, but I'm 99 mining, so I don't remember any of this.
Oh, that's cool. At least you're not, braggadocious.
Never.
Keep your. That reminds me of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Which part?
He's like, at least you haven't forgotten how you're braggadocio or something like that.
Yeah, is that me?
Yeah, he says that to Amy. Rest in peace, Captain Holt.
Oh, yeah, the actor died.
Uh,
It's very sad. You also receive prayer XP as you mine. I
Oh,
saw you were about to skip that line, and I was like, do not.
you'll also receive prayer XP while you mine. I wonder how much it
I
is.
just trying to steal it from me, and I was like, I just said that.
No, I didn't. I didn't see that. I didn't see anyone make a post about that either.
Yeah,
So I
probably
wasn't
pretty not significant.
probably negligible.
I've done any of the mining, prayer, or thieving yet, so I can't speak on what it's like.
Yeah. But they do say to keep your eyes peeled because mining veins with waterfall boosts your success rate by 15%. So
See, like I'm very curious about that. What waterfalls? What are they talking
if there
about?
are waterfalls on your veins, don't go chasing them. Actually, just kidding, go chase them because, you have a higher success rate.
I'm confused. Is it literal waterfalls? I keep meaning to go and look, and then I just log in and do Hunter instead or go to Scurious.
Yeah, I kind of just imagine in my head the Tears of Guthix.
That's what I was imagining too, yeah.
Yeah. Occasionally, you'll hit upon calcified deposits, smash them with a hammer at your friendly local anvil, and you'll either get a stack of bone shards or a one-time tradable Camtorum teleport.
Cool.
While that covers the main points of your itinerary, we highly recommend wandering off the beaten track. There's lots to explore in Part 1 of Varlamore. Even a few surprise goodies for you to discover, like the little wiener dog.
Oh,
Remember, this is just Part 1, so there's going to be Part 2 and 3 very soon.
I don't even remember what else they're gonna add. Did they even tell us?
I mean, I don't know why they act like this is the last thing, because there's literally one more right after this.
Dude, I thought the same thing. They literally said, in the meantime, have fun exploring Varlamore and give those Quetzals a cuddle from us. Anyway, prayer activity.
Yeah, I think they probably just put it in the wrong place.
I saw the exact same thing whenever I read it earlier today. I was like, this is weird. But anyway, the real last one is prayer activity. Ralos' Rise is the legendary mountain where the Varlamorean god Ralos is said to have appeared to his worshippers thousands of years ago. Now pilgrims travel here to make offers at the altar of Ralos. You know what they say, when in Varlamore, rah, 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 rah.
What?
I don't know. To participate, you'll need 30 prayer, a few jugs of wine, and bones. Under the watchful eye of the attendants, you'll chip bones into shards, fill the libation pool with blessed wine, and make your offerings. Bone shards can be crafted from most existing bones, but will all give the same XP when offered. Higher tier bones can be made into larger quantities of shards, and some even offer a chance for bonus shards.
Yeah, so this is actually kind of exciting for irons because I obviously haven't done the math, but other people have tried this and they do say that it is very high XP.
Guy told me last night it could be like a mil an hour, but I'm assuming it's one of those things where it's not really a mil an hour, you know?
Yeah, I was seeing more around like 3 to 500K an hour, which is really good,
Jeez.
especially for hardcores, because the only other way to get that much is by going to the castle. So, I mean, obviously, I guess if you have gilded altars, you could probably get that high.
Who's gonna get gilded altars themselves? Like,
Yeah, exactly. So this is actually really, really good for specifically Ironman. If you're not an Ironman, you probably just go to, I mean, either someone's house, and if you're hardcore or not hardcore, you'll probably just go to the chaos altar.
That's what I did.
But yeah, very, very good method. So I'd recommend checking it out.
Yeah. We have some few smaller changes.
Yeah, birthday festivities are over, so that's gone.
I forgot they're even a thing because it was just like 2 tables.
Yeah, jewels may no longer be equipped to the Kara's partisan while it is equipped, unless the player satisfies the requirement to equip the resulting jeweled partisan. The stone chests of Kebos no longer claim that you have received a medium clue scroll every time you loot them. This made in the underground region of the Mauritania Slayer Tower can now be telegrabbed. They also streamlined El Nox dialogue so that it can no longer force you to click through his questions about impling scrolls. More menus now refer to the Neatsnot shield by its updated name. Was that V?
I was V Shield, huh?
Yeah.
No, that's the mirror one.
I have no idea.
It's different.
The level up message for crafting no longer mentions leprechaun charms.
Those were never real.
Those don't exist. I don't know what you're talking about. The grand exchange buy limit for Christmas crackers has been reduced from 50 to 4. That's actually
valuable.
Correct. That is crazy.
Suddenly, everyone's going to start doing Christmas events again.
I mean, they're already really expensive, like 500K or something like that. So
no, not. They're like not. Oh, maybe in the middle of the year. When you sell them right after Christmas, they're like 2,000.
Oh, right after Christmas they're cheap, but yeah, they're like at least a couple 100,000.
You think so?
No, I've seen people make posts about it.
And OSRS?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I like that because that means that
I mean, I could be wrong. That could have been a fluke, but it wasn't that long ago that I saw posts about it.
I mean, regardless, it's going to make their value go way up.
Yeah. Also, they corrected the spelling of Sodaseg's name in the combat achievement list. Before it was Soda.
Really?
No, I have no idea. Uh, Made wordings in messages about potions decanting more consistent.
Cool.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, we have a little bit of community news though. So Jimmy's Gary Gilbert figure is now available from U2's. It's a vinyl figure that you can go and pre-order. The pre-orders close on the 29th of March, and it costs $30.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, if it's custom made, that makes sense.
Yeah, it kind of it looks like it's about the size of like a Funko Pop or
It
something
does say
like
how
that.
big it is. It's like, go back to the original post. Oh, it's 5 inches tall. It's
Yeah,
actually fairly tall. Is that how big Funkos always are?
I mean this isn't a Funko Pop, so
Okay, true. I've had one Funko in my life, and I don't remember how big it was, but I feel
yeah.
like it was shorter.
But yeah,
But yeah, so go check that out. This figure has been created under license, the new merch license.
under
The
license.
first merch created to be created by a content creator under the Avatar license with Jagex. So that is probably also why they are shouting it out in this news post, is because they're like, don't forget, guys. Start a
So ridiculous.
I still think they should just let people sell stuff, but okay.
I mean, Disney doesn't even care, so
Yeah, Disney probably should care.
no, why?
I know.
They already make billions and billions a year.
In other news, the PvP arena is a max med loadout this week.
Yep, there you go.
Cool. That's it for the updates. We do have some Q&A stuff to go over though.
Big
Yes.
Q&A.
Did you have more community stuff actually?
I don't think so. Overall, it was just really the people's sentiments about rumors as well as oh, also I wanted to add that I
Every time he opens up
think
his camera when we're recording, it's always just a bird that he sees as work there.
yeah. I did want to mention that apparently there is a master clue step, a new one that they added
And
in Varlamore that does require you to beat the Colosseum.
it's gonna get nerfed for
So
sure.
Mod Arcane said they're gonna look into it,
Do you
but
have the quiver?
no, you have to have the title. You have to have the emote or something, which requires you to defeat it.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
I just realized we didn't read the hotfixes. I wonder if that happens to be one.
No, I don't, they
No,
didn't say they
it's
were gonna
not.
hotfix it.
They
Um,
missed.
but yeah, I guess some of the other hotfixes is the Grand Exchange offers aren't appearing for some players that interact with Coliseum. This has been
Fixed.
fixed. Some players have raised the Alcarid teleport.
And your jewelry box wasn't
Yeah,
working.
from your jewelry box wasn't working. Now it's fixed. Players are able to get stuck inside the wall during the perilous moons, like I mentioned. They're still investigating this.
And the yew
Uh,
trees are still being investigated, the missing
the
trees.
yew trees are still gone. And the last thing that was fixed is some players aren't receiving rare creature parts from certain creatures. Like I said,
Bro,
this was fixed, but it still takes a very long time.
I was convinced last night it was happening again. I was talking in the stream and I was like, at what point do you decide this is a bug and it's not just bad luck? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But that's going to be it. We can move on to the Q&A.
Yeah. So our first question is from Hardger over on Discord. What would your thoughts be on a new hunter quest where the elves are trying to make a competing zoo with the Artie Zoo and required you catch some of the most dangerous animals in OSRS and bring them back alive, including dragons, demons, etc. You also need to build the custom traps yourself with construction, as the current hunter traps are not sufficient. I'd love that. That sounds so fun. It's monster hunting.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess.
I like it. And you're not killing them, which is cool. Because, like, the rumors are fun, but you're killing most of them.
I mean, I think you would probably be killing some.
No, no. They
Okay.
I mean, I feel bad for the demons because demons are kind of humanoid. I'd only want to do with animals.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I actually think that's kind of cool. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds fine. Sounds like a reasonable quest.
You're not too enthusiastic on it, Rover.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound that crazy unless it like unlocks demons for hunting or something.
That would be kind of crazy.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. It's just a, sounds like a mini quest.
Okay. Matt from Discord has a few questions that are all related. So first, where are all the kids in OSRS?
They're all gone.
There are kids in OSRS. You can see some. There's not a lot, but there's some in Letya because I thought that they were really small adults, and then I realized that they were children.
It's because they went off to war.
The children?
Yeah.
Oh God.
We await for them to finish.
Stop Coney 2024.
What?
Wasn't he having children soldiers?
I don't know, man.
He needs to be
Let's
stopped.
get back on
I
track.
heard he died. Next question. Should there be more families in OSRS where you can enter a home or a farm and meet the parents and kids and maybe even a pet?
This is kind of an interesting
I
request.
think that'd be cute because they do that in Baldur's Gate, and you'll go inside and you'll talk to them, and they're like, "You need to leave. What are you doing here?"
Yeah, I've never once thought there should be more kids during any situation.
I wish that there was less.
That being said, I could easily see how it would tie into a quest or like, help, my dad fell, and then you go and follow and the dad's being attacked by like a troll or something.
I thought you meant like he fell, and I was like, "Life alert."
Or you're like
RuneScape Life Alert.
my dad fell and then you go over and the troll's name is Dad.
That'd be kind of funny.
And it's kind of like he like took in like this orphan boy or something.
Cute.
'Cause, I
I
mean, there is a
like
troll named
that.
Dad, so yeah, that'd be kind of funny, I guess. But yeah, I guess it's
Yeah.
something along that lines. I don't know why they would just, arbitrarily add families
I
or
think it would
whatever.
just be kind of how they're adding critters around that don't do anything, like the capybaras. Just add scenery.
Yeah, I guess
Is my
so.
impression.
I think the only reason they don't do that is because most of the buildings are filled with useful stuff, anyways, for the most part.
Either useful or stuff you never go on. Something that makes me a little sad about RuneScape compared to, for example, Baldur's Gate is Baldur's Gate. When I pass a building, I stop into every building and check all the crates because you get supplies. RuneScape, there's nothing ever. It's never worth it to just stop into a building.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting though. Like even for construction contracts, there's not like a house that you have to fix all the
It's
beds.
just a single person.
Yeah, it's not the beds for all the kids. It's just one person that lives there. So it is kind of
It's
weird,
a very
but
lonely game, isn't it?
yeah. I still don't really want the kids there
But it is
necessarily,
weird.
but I could see it playing a role.
Yeah. Matt also asked the most controversial and 95% joke, but 5% kind of serious question. Should you be able to have a kid in OSRS? Players can mate with another player to create a shared account that both of you can legally, according to Jagex policy, access. What if one of the players changes the password, you ask? Well, you should only have a kid with someone you like. Also, a fun feature if you examine the kid, it will tell you who its parents are. Before we get into it, they had a little discussion, Matt and Harger. So I'll go over Harger's thoughts as well.
All right.
Okay, so Harger said, I have never laughed so hard at one of your questions. First off, totally agree about the kids thing. Gilner's going to face a large population crisis. What about a university? Then there are tons of kids in one area, and it could be kind of cool, really. You get to learn special stuff there for skills like herb lore. I feel like I could see that in Varlamore, like they have a cool fancy college thing.
Okay.
Imagine at the Library of Alexandria, but not
But not
burned.
burned, yeah.
Yeah. Second off, this you can have a kid thing is the weirdest suggestion I've ever heard in a long time that I somehow find kind of cool. I honestly think making a shared account with a close friend would be fun. I don't know how the birth system works for male characters. Is there an egg donor in Gilnor? I'm probably crazy just like you. This would never pass. But I somehow find the idea cute or something. And then they're talking about what their baby would look like and how Gertrude could donate eggs. And I thought it was really funny because Matt said, but seriously, glad I kind of convinced you. I can nearly guarantee the Bunebapers are going to bash this idea.
I mean,
What do you think of it?
um,
on that on that note, also they make a joke about if you make it a microtransaction in RuneScape 3, they'd add it.
yeah. I don't know. Like, I think
Are you gonna bash it?
no, because there are like marriage mechanics in quite a few games,
You can
even
marry people in this game technically.
no, like in World of Warcraft, you can. It's well, they don't have a thing in World of Warcraft. There are like churches where you can go, and people have gotten married in real life in World of Warcraft.
It's cute.
Um, Also, there are games that it's an actual thing. Like in the Elder Scrolls, you can get married and give someone a ring, and it actually increases the XP both you get while you're in radius of each other.
That's so cute.
Also, in Maple Story, you can get married and give someone a ring that matures with your account age.
Oh, the longer you're together, the better it gets.
Yeah, and it actually
Cute.
gives you stats and stuff like that. It's not very good, but it's interesting.
Any games with kids though?
No, certainly not.
I don't know how it would work because, like, I guess it's just like a real life having a kid with someone. You could just start disliking each other.
Yeah,
I
I
also think
don't.
it could be GIMs and your kid would get abandoned. Then they should have them just wandering around a game whenever no one's logged in.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this, mostly because like it's kind of weird because the kid is Like I would be much more comfortable if the kid was a pet. Like not the kid, but like if you're like, oh, we
A
got
dog or
married
something.
and we chose to adopt a dog. Like you
Yeah.
got the option of a cat or a dog or something. And then like maybe they had it some way where there was like a shared room. And then like whenever you went to your POH, there would be the dog. And then if your
Their POH is there
partner
too.
went to their house, they would also see the dog.
Cute.
And it's both of your dogs.
So they would have this, but it would just be a child stealing their steering.
Yeah, because I don't know what the child would do. Like that's just kind of weird. But
It would be the alt account. It just goes and runs you like supplies while you're boxing.
yeah, I think it'd be cuter if it was a dog. You could have it follow you around like a regular pet.
I think it's also important to note that Robert and I don't want kids. So any thinking about even having virtual kids, I'm like, ugh,
Yeah,
I'd rather have a
I don't
dog.
necessarily dislike kids. I just don't really go for them in general.
Yeah.
They're kind of they're a little more interesting when they have like a little like I don't know like five I guess is because they have like real life thoughts and stuff like
I
that.
had like an epiphany earlier this year that like my nieces who are now closer to like 10, I was just like, they have their own personalities now. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I guess they always have, but now I could tell.
But yeah, I don't really care too much for kids. That's why if they're not in game, I'm not like, oh, why aren't there kids here? I'm just
The
like,
point being you
okay.
guys share an account, which also wouldn't really work because
I don't like that.
you guys would have to take turns playing on the account
Yeah.
as well. It would kind of be like you're sharing a computer with a sibling and just like, can I play? And they're like, when in an hour.
Yeah, it just seems like it'd be such a headache. I don't even know what the benefit of that would be because you
I
could
think
just
it's
do
just
that
be the shared
now.
account, but you're allowed to.
Yeah, I mean, technically that's a gray area. Like you could do that now.
Not if you have a Jagex account.
Well,
You
why
can only
not?
connect it to one Jagex account.
I mean, can't other people just log in if they know the information?
I don't know.
I mean, probably. Uh, so yeah, I think yeah, it generally just doesn't kind of make sense. I could see you like co-owning something to symbolize the relationship,
But not a child.
but the child just makes the least sense of anything. Like you could have like a shrine in a room, maybe a wedding picture, or
Who makes a child when you can just have a shrine?
I don't know, like yeah, just kids are dumb.
I
So
like the dog idea of like this room is kind of like shows up in both your houses.
yeah,
That's
like
kind of
this is
cute.
like the one generated room that's shared between the two of you or something. Like you can
Yeah,
move stuff around and it would stay there.
that'd be really cute actually.
Yeah, or like you can leave a note for your partner, so when they go to the house and inspect it, they're like, "Oh, I saw that you left a note like 4 weeks ago, and I didn't notice it."
And I didn't log in.
Yeah,
That would be, oh my God, I would have left you a note literally 280 days ago.
the GIM. I mean,
Yeah.
you quit way before that, so
Last question is from Wraith on Discord. Should Jagex add a tool belt and or coin pouch?
yeah,
I would support a tool belt. This is Wraith's answer. But I would have to think about which tools are always accessible to the player. Do you want players to have tools that allow them to gather resources like a pickaxe? Having a chisel, tinderbox, or hammer might just be a pure quality of life upgrade that makes questing a lot easier. Only reason I can think of not adding a coin pouch or tool belt is because it departs from the familiar old school style. Not everything in the game needs to be perfectly optimized. Whenever we were talking about this a little bit, whenever you say the coin pouch, I was imagining it's part of the tool belt and you wouldn't have to carry coins in your inventory, that's the incentive there. I don't know about that, but I do like the idea of what you're saying about basic tools like a hammer and stuff. I don't think you should be able to carry around an axe and a pickaxe. That seems like maybe too good. Or if you can make it like bronze only.
yeah. I was
Because you
thinking,
don't totally make no one have to go to the bank ever.
I was thinking there could be levels to this.
Mm-mm.
Like, yeah, I think, well, or maybe they're separate items. Like, I think, yeah, the hammer and all that stuff could be its own
Mm-hmm.
utility tool belt, and then maybe there's like the master smith or the masterwork tool belt, and it's like if you have 99 smithing, 99 mining, and
It has to
99
be 99.
crafting,
It's not money though.
if you have all three of them combined, then you can make a sack that allows you to have the like the pickaxe and the whatever else you would use for
It reminds me of
crafting
like
or whatever.
I think it's the fletching cape will give you some stuff if you like right click it.
Yeah, it'll give you
Isn't that
a myth. It'll give you
a grapple and
a
a
grapple and a
crossbow?
crossbow.
Yeah. So kind of like that, you have to get 99 to get access.
Yeah, like I could see that because then it's like, okay, this person's 99. It's not that big a deal if they just have one saved
Yeah.
inventory or something like
I
that.
like it too, because then it's not also, you're not giving anyone bonuses to training the skill. You're just saying, like, you've already trained the skill. This is just for random times that you'll need it.
Yeah.
What I liked a lot about Varlamore actually was that while doing these quests, I didn't bring anything, and they happened to have everything I needed, like within walking distance, pretty close. So I never felt the need to leave to go to the bank. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I like the tool belt idea though. I think it's actually a very good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, so overall, I think more hunter quests are cool.
You'd want that
I
to be Hunter?
well, I
Or you just
mean,
said Hunter?
no, just the hunter quest
Oh,
that
Harger's
they're
question.
about.
Okay.
Yeah, seems generally pretty cool and kids are dumb, so don't put them in the game.
And tool belts are cool.
And tool belts are also pretty cool. So that's it. If you also want to participate, again, feel free to join our Discord, .gg/Bunebape, and we have a questions channel. But you can also ask us on any of our socials.
Yeah, so I stream 5 days a week at twitch.tv/Bunebape. I don't know if I told you guys, but I'm streaming less now, like 1 or 2 hours earlier every night, just to start waking up earlier. I also have the Twitter and TikTok, which are both Bunebapeosrs, and our Instagram and YouTube are also Bunebape. As a reminder, I'm going to be doing fundraising stream this weekend, and I'm going to dress up as Ava. Robert already saw my little coat hanging up. I hung it up with next to all of his work clothes, and he moved it. And yeah, it should be really fun. I'm excited for it.
Yep. So that's going to be it. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you all
Very
very
soon.
soon.
Bye bye.